What is the best series on Netflix currently? As such, it could all get fairly overwhelming in terms of choosing your subsequent Netflix box set to binge. However, don't fret, we have devoured the streamer's library and now we have some nice concepts for what you must watch subsequent. Whether or not you need Mike Flanagan to scare you foolish or are ready in your world to be turned the other way up in Stranger Issues, there's sure to be one thing right here for you. The perfect Netflix reveals obtainable proper now. Cobra Kai. There's a very good probability Cobra Kai, the sequel collection to The Karate Child, handed you by earlier than it joined Netflix. Initially tucked away on the rarely used YouTube Premium service, Cobra Kai is about over 3 a long time after the occasions of the unique film and sees Daniel's one-time bully/karate opponent Johnny Lawrence reform his methods and reopen the Cobra Kai dojo. Recommended videos for you. Now, it's all on Netflix and is a sobering, bittersweet tackle rising up, shifting on from the previous, and whether or not earlier successes are actually the issues that outline you. There's loads of fan service for Karate Child followers, together with appearances from a number of the authentic forged, but it surely is a collection that stands alone in its personal proper even in case you aren't aware of the supply materials. So, what are you ready for? Chop chop. It's time to atone for one of the vital, enjoyable and entertaining reveals of the previous half-decade. Stay close. Keep Shut is one other Harlan Coben adaptation, but this one has proved much more engrossing than standard. On the anniversary of Detective Brooms, James Nesbitt, solely chilly case, an individual goes lacking. The following investigation attracts in Megan, Cush Jumbo, a former stripper with a hidden previous, and Ray, Richard Armitage, a journalist in search of his lacking girlfriend. Secrets and techniques are spilled, our bodies are buried, and traumatic pasts are dredged up on this wickedly enthralling whodunit. Simply after we wanted to fill the breaking unhealthy shaped gap in our lives, Ozark delivered. After his cash laundering aspirations go awry, Marty Byrde, Jason Bateman, finds himself, and his household, combined up with all method of harmful and unscrupulous individuals within the Missouri Ozarks. And that is just the start. With the present gearing up for its last season, atone for the breathless trip thus far. It is stuffed with all of the motion, twists, turns, and WTF cliffhangers you'd come to anticipate from a top-tier Netflix collection. The premise of Hellbound is deliciously messed up. The collection sees an alternate model of Earth overrun by monsters primed and ready to pull people to hell, which results in the creation of a spiritual cult, the New Fact Society. On one facet of the story, you've received a detective making an attempt to uncover the thriller and, on the opposite, you've received the chief of the New Fact Society coping with their highly effective place within the new world. Throw in compelling characters, mind-blowing plot twists, and a Korean scene that's on the most popular of scorching streaks, and Netflix, as soon as once more, has a superb collection that is nicely price your time. Maid follows Alex, performed by Margaret Qualley, a single mom who leaves her abusive boyfriend together with her 2-year-old daughter to maneuver right into a shelter and get a job as a maid working for rich purchasers. Qualley's real-life mom Andy McDowell performs Alex's mom Paula, and the present additionally stars Nick Robinson, Billy Burke, and Anna Canoni Rose. The restricted collection relies on the memoir Maid, exhausting work, low pay, and a mom's will to survive by Stephanie Land. Be warned, that is an emotional one. Seinfeld. Non-Netflix authentic obtainable within the UK and US. Seinfeld is, doubtless, one of the vital influential TV reveals of all time. There are few different comedies which have left such a large imprint on the cultural consciousness, and there is a motive Netflix clamored for the worldwide streaming rights. If that is your first time assembly Jerry Seinfeld, George Costanza, Kramer, and the ineffable Elaine Benesch, then you're in for a deal with. And in case you've watched this pack of New York terrors, and so they actually do turn into extra horrible because the seasons go, then there isn't any time like the current to revisit this nonetheless glorious present. Squid Game. It is the OK drama that has taken the web, and the world, by storm, changing into the primary Korean drama to achieve the highest spot on Netflix within the US. Squid Recreation follows a gaggle of individuals with monetary struggles who are invited to participate in a mysterious survival competitors with a hefty money prize. They have to compete in a collection of conventional video games, however with lethal twists, risking their lives for 45.6 billion South Korean won, that is the equal of around $38 million. When you begin, you will be hooked. Skyrojo. Skyrojo, aka Pink Sky in English, is the most recent mission from the creators of the massively widespread Netflix present cash heist. This collection follows three intercourse employees, Veronica Sanchez, Lolly Esposito, and Yanni Prado, on the run from their pimp, Ashir Echeandia, and his henchmen, Miguel Angel Silvestre and Enrique Cocker. Season 1 consists of 8 25-minute episodes, with a second season in the identical format already confirmed. There are automotive chases, sequins, and gunfights in equal measure, making this a must-watch for anybody who cherishes the creator's different collection. A French-language thriller that was the speak of the web following its launch, Lupin relies on the adventures of basic character, thief Arsène Lupin, who desires to avenge the dying of his father. The present is totally fascinating because of its fashion, daring heists, and Omar Sy, the present's charismatic lead anybody would rob a financial institution for. There are few Netflix reveals as nicely constructed and bingable. Half 2 delivers on the promise of the primary, with a set of episodes centering across the kidnap of Hassan's son and the pursuit of the overarching villain, the portly Pellegrini. There are thrills, spills, and Hassan's inimitable roguish appeal. You've got seen interval dramas earlier than, however not like this. From super producer Shonda Rhimes comes Bridgerton, a flirty, feisty Netflix collection that centers on the Bridgerton household. One of many daughters, Daphne, is of age to discover a husband and finally ends up pretending to fall in love with one in every of England's most eligible bachelors, simply so everybody will get off her again. After all, issues don't go to plan. Sure, it is a scandalous but heartfelt love story, one which options colorblind casting, taut relationships, and mini bonking, and we imply tons. No surprise, then, that it is rapidly turned into one in every of Netflix's most watched reveals. Thank you for watching this video. Subscribe. Don't forget to share.